Guys, there you have it. Dev heads, they're quitting their full-time jobs. They're making 30 grand a pop right now. They're saying, screw it. We're going in. We're going to help build software for these school districts in Missouri. Our first school districts are already going to be about equal to our salaries we make at our jobs. They make recurring revenue on hosting and other items, looking to build from here. Hey, folks, my guests today are Fortuna and Kobe. They are building DevHeads, which is a young software and hardware development company targeted at local businesses. Their goal is to provide a personal experience that larger scale companies can't deliver. They target local companies because they're often forgotten about or unable to afford the development fee of large scale businesses. Fortuna, Kobe, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. So first off, just to be clear, you're a consulting firm that codes software for local businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are these websites? What are local businesses asking you to code usually?
So right now we're going on updating a lot of websites, and we have one business that's like just providing a personalized app that keeps track of all their appointments coming up. And then a local, it's not really a business, but with our school district, we're partnering with them to connect the alumni system to the current students so that current students can reach out for advice whenever they need it.
I see. And what's your guys' background? Are you engineers?
Yep, we're both computer science.
Who codes what? Who's front end? Who's back end? Who's full stack?
I'm the back end guy.
I'm front end.
All right. Well, Kobe, what's your go-to front end tool right now?
I use VS Code to code most of my applications.
Okay. And Fortuna, on your side, what's your back end favorite right now?
Right now it's PHP. We haven't got like super deep into backend, but PHP just it's carrying us right now.
Yeah.
All right, great. When did you guys land your guys' first customer, paying customer? What year?
We landed this year. We have multiple paying customers. Currently, we're lined up to do 40 websites this month. We have a big contract with our school district to provide them that connection between the alumni system and what's it called, the current students. So we have that big contract, and then we're working on getting more contracts. So right about now, we have like, if we count the websites as contracts, we have about 41 contracts right now.
But what month this year did you get your first dollars of revenue?
The first July was our first month.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So this month, we're recording July 12th. So you got your first customer this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they paying?
The school district, what we're still in negotiations with it, but we're trying to get in that 10 grand range to provide that for school district. The websites we're pumping out, it's 250 per website. And then we have a hosting fee of $40 per month. So where we provide the virus protection, we'll update your domain. And whenever you need more from your website, like let's say you need a new software that you can't find online, or we go find it for you, we'll be whoever's offered go out there. Is what you're getting at $40 a month.
And why do they need you for that? Why can't they use GoDaddy or Bluehost or some of these providers?
Well, because when you're launching your own business, our goal is like, we're your IT team. Like we want you to not just worry about your business, and we provide like that personal experience. Like GoDaddy or Bluehost, they're not going to go do daily runs on your websites, make sure like, okay, that your website's optimized for today. It's still running fast. Like we do daily speed checks, daily virus checks. That's stuff GoDaddy and Bluehost, they've gotten too big to like personally check that for every single website.
Most folks listening right now, they're working a full-time gig thinking about launching their own company. You guys, it sounds like, have you quit for your full-time jobs? Or are you all in on DevHeads?
Oh, we're about to be all in on DevHeads starting August.
Oh, come on. About to be isn't all in. When are you guys quitting your jobs?
Like within the next weeks, it looks like we'll quit and just like go all in DevHeads. Because right now it's like, it's 12 hours a day, mostly on DevHeads. It's like, we do our full-time jobs. Yeah. Our full-time jobs are pretty laid back. We're sitting around most of the time, so we can be there and still work on DevHeads. But like in the next week, we'll quit our full-time jobs and just like strictly DevHeads.
Kobe, does that make you nervous?
Nah, I'm all for it.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your FounderPath dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right. So the teal is what a VC would pay. Yellow is what private equity. And red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raised. They sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of FounderPath, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview.
What help me understand what you're giving up? Are you comfortable sharing what your salary is at your current job just so people can understand what you're giving up?
Our current salaries are not too high. It's like 30K a year. So it's like we just want to get after it because the first contract we've signed with our school district, it's like that's almost our salary right there. So it's like
Mm-hmm. Have you guys, how are you thinking about, people think when you launch a startup, it's very risky, but some of the best founders actually de-risk the starting process. They have savings, they've worked hard to save up, things like that. How are you guys de-risking, sort of buying yourself some time to get DevHead off the ground, even when you're not making a full-time income from your full-time job?
right now we have between us, we have savings. We have about 15,000 saved up to go towards that. That's fine. And then we're building connections from another startup in St. Louis. What is it called? Balto AI with Mark. He's been able to provide us with a lot of resources that he had when he was doing his startup just a few years ago. They launched in 2017, and last year they did about 5 million in revenue. So having him as a resource helps a lot too.
Mm-hmm. That's great. One of the things I always appreciate about founders starting out is how low they've kept their personal expenses. Kobe, tell me a story about some personal expense that you have just kept so low, people are going to be shocked by it.
The personal expenses, to avoid copyright, I just try to go on like iStock, and I'm trying to get the cheapest quality stock images, right? Because I'm not trying to go out and spend a bunch of money just to have images and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find the cheapest solution to getting our website to have the best quality runtime possible. Because
but Kobe, talk to me about your personal expense. Like for example, if you guys are both able to get food on your table and your rents in Missouri for really low, you don't have to make a bunch at the DevHead to live basically. So tell me a personal story.
Okay, so a personal story is I've limited my spending to let's say if I really, really, really need something to eat, it's probably gonna be twice per week. I'm just trying to save money, just cook food at home, just so I know that my money's going towards this company.
That's awesome. And then what about on your end, Fortuna?
For me, I'm kind of on the food to eat side too. But then for me, my phone bill used to be incredibly high. I've downgraded to a local carrier, not really a local carrier, but one of the lower end carriers just for the time being. My phone bill went from $80 a month to now it's $20. So I'm okay, yeah, I'm saving 60 there. That can go back towards DevHeads in the long run. And then I'm just we've both eliminated eating out. It's I've done it to about one day a week, and it's I'm eating almost the same thing every day, but it's it'll be worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, who owns more equity?
Right now it's about a 50-50 share.
Yeah.
What if you disagree?
We have one more person in DevHead. We have one more team member, Brandon. He wasn't able to make this meeting, but he's right there. He's the one who will see through both sides. He's the advertisement. He'll get our names out, and he's I believe this was a better run for companies that we can both respect Brandon's opinion.
But Brandon doesn't own any equity.
No, Brandon currently doesn't own any equity.
I see. All right. So what's the long-term goal? You're doing the school district 10K. You're doing websites for $250 a pop. 4 years from now, what do you guys think DevHeads looks like?
Our goal is to see with the school district stuff, see how first year, let's have like our school district, our solo school district. Let's get all the results in, and let's be able to bring that to more school districts in Missouri. Our goal is to eventually reach out to every school district in every high school in Missouri. At least we have 960 high schools. If we're able to, we're going to increase the price way more than Tech Hip-Hop. It's like, let's use our school superintendent to reach out to those other ones, and like every single high school wouldn't be like at like 40-50 grand per high school, that we incorporate that into, so that the high schools can later on go connect to our alumni system. And eventually we want to get up there to where it's like it's almost mandatory in every high school to have this connection system. So we're looking at the long terms, like getting up to Missouri senators and seeing if that's possible to get this in every single high school.
It's a lot of hustle every month to go find a new high school to build a website for. How do you build recurring revenue so you don't have to think about new money coming in every month?
Our hosting builds us recurring revenue, and then usually with our hosting, usually once a month we can get a new contract from one of the current people we're hosting, like, hey, I need this to be done. And that's how we do a lot of recurring revenue, and the hosting for $40 a month with our 40 websites that we're going to build out this month. That's going to give us the recurring revenue we'll need for now. It's just
yeah, but how do you, I mean, $40 a month to hosting is fine, but you're also then paying 10, $20 of that out to the actual host provider. The margin's not really a software margin. That's more like a cost of goods sold. Are you guys thinking about building any internal software tools that you will then sell to school districts over time?
That connection software is kind of like, we want to get in the door, build that reputation. So whenever school districts come for the next big problem we need and that we didn't even think about. So when we first launched the connection program we're working on right now, the school district's like, oh, we need this as well, because we have to keep track of what our alumni is doing like a year out from now. Like the state of Missouri already requires them to do that. So that's our long-term goal, just seeing how far we can take that.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, this is very cool. Let's wrap up here, guys, with the famous five. Kobe, I'm going to go to you first. All right. Give me a CEO you're following or studying.
CEO I'm following or studying. Honestly, the man, the myth, the legend, Elon Musk.
All right. Fair enough. Fortuna, this one's for you. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book, the one that started all Rich Dad Poor Dad, is the one that got us into that mindset.
Number 3, Kobe, your favorite online tool.
My favorite online tool, I would just go back to VS Code. It's like what started it, or I'll say LinkedIn. LinkedIn also, I like that website because it actually helped. LinkedIn Learning was what helped me like learn how to actually code in HTML and like CSS and websites.
Love that. All right, Fortuna, these last couple we'll throw at you. How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I'm at 3 right now.
All right, 3. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I'm single right now.
All right. And how old are you?
I'm 19.
19. And Kobe, how old are you?
I'm 18.
I love that. My last question is usually, what's something you wish you knew when you were 20? So you guys are above the ball. I'll change it for you. What's something you guys wish you knew when you were 15?
I wish I knew more about like just how I could get after. Like a lot of this stuff, it's self-taught. I was always in the mindset like I can't do it unless a teacher teaches me, or like at least unless I've learned it from school. You can just get out there and go do it with like YouTube. That's my favorite online tool, because it's like everything's online, and it's like you're never more than a quick Google search away from learning something really important.
Guys, there you have it. Dev heads, they're quitting their full-time jobs. They're making 30 grand a pop right now. They're saying, screw it. We're going in. We're going to help build software for these school districts in Missouri. Our first school districts are already going to be about equal to our salaries we make at our jobs. They make recurring revenue on hosting and other items, looking to build from here. Fortuna, Kobe, thanks for taking us to the top.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.